It was at this incredibly magnificent stadium here at Maidan Racecourse, Dubai, that Variety Club burst onto the international scene in such an emphatic style by winning the Godolphin Mile. A victory set him up as one of the greatest milers that South Africa has ever produced. And he went to Sharton Racecourse to prove the point and became the first international horse ever to beat the Hong Kong racehorses in their own backyard. And he recorded a time form rating of 127, a mark hitherto unachieved by any South African racehorse. And it was international racing expert Mark Player, based in Hong Kong, that came to South Africa at the magnificent Chevalier Estate to tell the folk just how important and how significant that particular performance in Sharton really was.
What a training performance both those gentlemen have put in tonight, and great to see one win, and the other, of course, Mike has had plenty of success here before. I'm sure he'll have plenty of success in the future, but great to see Joey have his breakthrough win over here in such an important race.
There's an absolutely beautiful old expression that says you don't get a second chance to create a first impression. And if the first impressions that were created as we entered the Cavalier Estate, where the launch of South Africa's globe-trotting Son of Va Variety Club is due to take place, we're in for an absolutely spectacular evening. Beautifully ridden by Anton Marcus and trained by Joey Ramsden in collaboration with Mike de Kock. Mike de Kock in collaboration with Joey Ramsden, good friends and arch rivals. Variety Club is back in South Africa and set to become hopefully one of the most prolific sires that we've seen. He's a son of Va, who's himself a son of Forest Wildcat, out of the secret prospector mare Lamassine. We're going to have an opportunity to speak to his owner, Marcus Jooster, to speak to his breeder, of course, Anton Shepherd, and to speak to the stud manager and owner of Klawervlei stud, John Costa. So let's wait and see what we have to offer this evening here at Cavalier Estate.
Represents the globalization of racing and was instrumental in getting Variety Club to Hong Kong and looking after Variety Club and his every needs while he was in Hong Kong. So perhaps the best person is to hear, as it were, from the horse's mouth. Please welcome to the microphone Mark Player to tell us about Variety Club's international career. Mark, thank you again. The microphone is yours, sir.
It's always great to come to South Africa, and one of the reasons it's great to come to South Africa is because of the passion that everyone really shares for horse racing, and Variety Club has elevated that passion to a new level, and he's elevated South African horses to a new level around the world, as recognised by his championship rating of 127. To put that in context, the previous highest rated South African horse was rated 122, was JJ the Jet Plane, and then Western Winter and one other were at 120. So for him to be rated 127 shows just how much the international community recognised this wonderful horse. And they recognised him because of his achievements on one night in Hong Kong, because that was the only time he really got the opportunity to show what a wonderful horse he was. In Dubai he did a magnificent job, but the Dubai, the Godolphin Mile, unfortunately is only a Group 2 race, so he was never going to be able to achieve his peak rating in that race. So for him to come out in his one race where he could do it and to get 127 was an absolutely incredible thing, and something that I think all of us will remember for a long time. I think the one thing we then have to do is give a lot of credit to the horsemen of South Africa, the Mike de Kocks and the Joey Ramsdens, to be able to get their horses through that arduous journey.
Did you ever imagine this horse would get away with what he did this evening?
I did, exactly as we hoped it would work out, it worked out. He's got gate speed second to none, and he's got cruising speed, and he's got a finish, and he did it all tonight.
Will he go to Europe, or what could be next for this horse?
His next start would be on the Hong Kong Mile on the 4th of May.
Straighten up, Variety Club's gone deep. On the fence, Helene Spirit, Blazing Speed and the orange jacket going between them. Then Dan Excel and Able Friend is starting to lift on the outside as Variety Club, the South African races, 2 lengths in front. Can Able Friend pegging back? He's got the job to do it. Variety Club's going great guns inside the 100 metres. Able Friend can't make any more impression. Then Dan Excel going to third, but what a triumph. The first international success, and Variety Club roars away to beat Able Friend. Dan Excel in a photo for third with Glorious Days. Then Gold Fun, followed by Blazing Speed, Maina Lacrima from Bashore Wish, then Gordon Lord Byron, Real Specialist, Flame Hero, Helene Spirit knocked out from California Memory, and Zidane was last in. What a freakish performance by Variety Club.
I know it's a huge honour, Andrew, and we take it as such. You know, he's got pride of place with us. But as with all our stallions, you know, each one's as important as the other. And we're just going to knuckle down and do the job the way we know it should be done. And what I'm really looking forward to this year is seeing his first book of mares, because I genuinely think it's going to be one of the best books of mares any South African stallions had as a first season.
Well, I think Mark Player did a fantastic job in highlighting the dimension of his victory, both in Hong Kong and of course in Dubai, and the amount of Grade 1 winners that he absolutely obliterated. But the mere stature of the horse, the pedigree, he is the full Monty, the real deal.
He absolutely is, and I think the one fact that Mark alluded to, that every single mile race that was run in the world last year, he was 5 points better than every other horse that had won those specific races. And that to me was an astounding fact. And I think, you know, you have to go back and revisit these great runs and look at the DVDs and the tapes again, just to remind yourself of how great this horse really, really is. Calumet Farm were extremely keen to have him, and they rated him as the most exciting horse to retire to stud in the 2015 season. So, I mean, Marcus is a South African through and through. He loves the country, he loves the industry. And for him it was only right to bring his champion back here, and for that we must be extremely grateful.
If ever a horse has all the things going for him to make it as a stallion, he's probably one of them. We decided to bring him back to South Africa because he became a South African hero, and we have so few because we never get the chance to compete properly in the world arena. So Derek and I decided the right thing is to bring him back to South Africa. He'll be well supported by all his fans, and we think that that's where he belongs.
I think he's going to fit Klawervlei beautifully for starters. You know, I think he's going to probably be a Captain L type of stallion. You know, a really good sprinter miler, which Captain L was.
He's a magnificent looking horse, and if he can put that into his progeny, firstly they'll sell well. The other thing, he was an extremely sound horse, which I think is very important. If he can breed that soundness into his progeny, you've got half the battle won in this industry. So, and thirdly, speed. The horse had phenomenal speed. I think if you put him in at 6 furlong, he'd a romp time.
But Variety Club's got now a career as a stallion here in South Africa, and we're privileged to be able to place him on a farm like Klawervlei and with the people involved with that. But I'm sure he will be supported by everybody in South Africa that is in the racing game, because he's a pure South African champion.